review for you guys, and it is on the Maybelline Dream Wonder. This is a brand new foundation that I found. This ranges around $8 to $10. I got it for around $8.50 at Walmart, but depending on where you buy it, the price range will range. This comes with a 0.67 fluid ounces, so it comes with about half of what normal foundations come with. Foundations usually come around with 1 full fluid ounce, and this one only comes around with 0.67, which I don't mind because I have so many foundations that it'll just make it easier for me to use it up. I will be later on in the video comparing it to the L'Oreal Magic Nude, and I do have a demo with this, applying it by itself, applying 1 layer and then 2 layers, and then applying this to one half of my face and this to the other half, so you guys can see what they both look like side by side on the face. Okay, so I'm not sure if I said this, but my shade is Sandy Beige. I'm an NC35 more or less in the Prolongwear. This on the display says perfection's so real, it's unreal. What they're really going for is that natural look, that I don't feel foundation on my face kind of look. On the website it says that it's not supposed to, it's undetectable. So as far as the whole thing of it being undetectable, those claims I think are really true. I mean, this looks very, very natural on. This foundation lasted by itself around 4 to 5 hours before I started seeing blotchiness and fading around my nose, around this chin area, all my little oily zones. I am very combo oily, and I will get oily immediately. When I do a review for a foundation, the first day I go ahead and apply it, no primer, no setting spray, no powder, no nothing, and then I go to work with it. And that's how I can really see how this is gonna last. I work indoors, but I do work in a fast-paced environment most of the time, so that way I can see how long it's gonna last on me without touch-ups, without anything. So by the end of the day, most of it was gone. I could see around bigger areas where it was, but most of my oily areas were gone. The next day I went ahead and applied it with the whole 9 yards. My MAC oil control, my oil setting sprays, I mean my whole 9 yard, a good mattifying powder, and this lasted the whole day. I mean, I lasted to the end of work and it still looked really nice. I had a little bit, just the tiniest bit around my nose of fading, but other than that, the whole thing looked intact. So I would definitely say if you're gonna use it by itself and you're an oily skin girl, this is definitely not for you. Also, if it's gonna be in hot weather, I probably wouldn't recommend this completely unless you're gonna really put mattifying powder in the whole 9 yards on it, because it's probably going to melt off your skin. Other than that, I really like the foundation. It looks really nice and even a little bit luminous on the skin. It just gives a really natural looking skin. It's actually what I have on right now, and it just looks really natural. It also looks really beautiful in pictures. It does give a little bit of a flashback, the white cast on the photo, but not so much where you look like Casper the Ghost or anything like that. So I really like this foundation. I think it looks really nice on, and I love the way it feels. It has that serum soft feel to it, so if you wanted to apply it with your fingers, you can. I myself prefer to use brushes, so that's the way I'm gonna go, but you could apply this with your fingers and get a really nice look to it. Okay, that is my overall thing on this. The only con that I can seriously is this thing right here. I mean, this is very annoying. Like I said, it is gonna drip everywhere if you try to use it as a spatula. It just seems kind of pointless. I don't know why they just didn't add a little mini pump on the top. I mean, is it really that hard? I don't know. And then another thing is, I don't know if you guys can tell, the whole top of this is already getting super nasty and icky, and I've only had it for maybe a week now, and you can already see how nasty it's getting. So each time it, you know, I go to open it, it like drips around the edges. So that's another con for me. Don't forget that this also is a foundation that you have to shake well if you're gonna use. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the demo of me applying it. I apply one layer first, and then on the video you'll see when I apply the second layer so you guys can see what kind of coverage it gives. And I would say this gives a light to maybe medium coverage. It's not something that's buildable, so if you have acne scars, if you have any kind of a lot of imperfections, it's not really going to cover those. Even now I can still see peeking through. I have an acne mark here on my lip, and I can definitely see any kind of marks that I have. So it's not super full coverage. It's something very, very light wearing. It's something for everyday use. So I'm going to show you guys the demo now. Is do a comparison between these two. A lot of people have talked about how similar they are, and they really are similar. I saw on a blog post actually that they have the exact same ingredients in the same order. So it's basically like the same product. But I will say that I will show you a demo after I go over this. This one is a tiny bit more of a satin with a little bit matte finish, and this one's a little bit more dewier. Once you see them side by side, it's really, really hard to tell. Like, you'd really have to look at them in your hand and really try to pinpoint which one's a little bit dewier. But that's what I saw from experimenting, from putting one on one side, putting them on my hand side by side, and kind of seeing the difference between the formulas. I would definitely go with the L'Oreal Magic Nude just because you get more product. You get 0.9 fluid ounces, you get 0.3 more fluid ounces than the Maybelline one, and you don't have to deal with the stupid bulb, which makes a mess. I thought that the bulb was going to be something that was going to be helpful, and it's obviously not. It's just something to make a mess. I guess I thought it was going to look really cute, but apparently, you know, if it was a real dropper, then it would be helpful, but it's not a dropper, so that's just very annoying. Okay, so with this one, I just go ahead and shake it. Put both of these, you have to shake, and then I just pour it directly on my beauty blender dry, or a flat top kabuki, and then apply it onto my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what one, I think on my right side I have this one, and then on my left one I have this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that demo right now. The demo, there's not really much of a difference on the skin between one and the other, so it would definitely be a choice of preference if you like one brand more than the other, or if you like the packaging more than the other. I myself tend to like the L'Oreal one a little bit better, just because I feel like this dropper, or supposed dropper, does not work for crap. It just is a mess to work with. So I would have preferred a spatula that really worked, or a, I don't know, like a real dropper, or just a bottle like this one where you can just pour it out with no problem. But now every time I open this, even if I want to pour it out, I have to balance this thing on the table first to be able to pour this out. So I really don't like the fact that it is not useful and just messy. So other than that, I would definitely say I like this foundation. It's not a must-have for me. It's something that I would wear to work just for everyday use, but it's not something that is a holy grail where I couldn't live without it. So let me know what you guys think of this foundation if you have dry skin or any other skin type. That way other people will know if it might work for them. For me and my oily skin, this is just an okay foundation. It's not something spectacular. So thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing, and until next time, I love you guys. Bye.